Hello, hello! Kickstox recap this week. Round 5 of the Champions League is in the bag, finished, done and dusted. So, as always, we're bringing you a recap and highlighting some of the key moments and some of the best plays from this match round 5 of the Champions League.
There have been some cracking performances, as always, in the Champions League. Never fails to disappoint.
Nope. Premier competition.
Exactly. So I'd say we start with the first MVP. On the third position in this week's MVP list, we have Red Bull Leipzig's Dani Olmo, the Spanish magician from Red Bull Leipzig, talented midfielder, rose 24.6% to a price of 12.6 thousand on Kickstox because he has an epic performance in an amazing game.
Making money moves.
A 7-goal thriller against Istanbul Başakşehir.
Yeah, what a game. What a game.
Amazing game, and Leipzig managed to get those 3 points, those very needed 3 points, mainly due to a stellar performance of Dani Olmo.
Yeah, I mean, what a game for the neutral. Exciting stuff. Probably not good for the heart rate if you were a Leipzig or a Başakşehir fan, but I actually thought the quality of goals throughout the game was fantastic from both teams. But Dani Olmo especially, second goal for Leipzig, cut in on his right foot and buried it, keepers in the post. Yeah, great game. Yeah,
and besides the goal, of course, Dani Olmo was everywhere to be found. He was extremely involved in that Leipzig attacking formation and play, which Nagelsmann loves to show off to the world. He had 3 scoring attempts. He had 10 out of his 16 forward zone passes were in the final third. So he was constantly thinking forward, wanting to launch his attackers, Yusuf Poulsen, to get them in that scoring position. And 6 out of his 7 dribble attempts were successful, which is a percentage of 86%. So top notch on him, and well done.
And second MVP of the day, Cristian Romero from the centre-back from Atalanta, who had a stellar game as well.
Yep.
Rock solid at the back. What I love about this guy is not only defensively is he sound, but also his passing range is good. He's always starting the attack from the back, finding his teammates, and a perfect all-round performance last match round from him.
James, I'm going to go even further, and this was one of the best defensive performances I've seen in a long time for Atalanta. Even though they had to concede a goal, Cristian Romero, it was not his fault at all. I mean, obviously he scored the equalizer, which was very important for Atalanta, but this guy was a dominant force. He won 15 out of 16 of his aerial duels. It was unbeatable in the air. He had 28 defensive recoveries, and with defensive recoveries, I mean everything from clearances, blocked shots, interceptions, tackles, and he won the possession of the ball back 13 times. I mean, this guy was unstoppable.
Yeah, and for a team like Atalanta, they get all that credit going forward. We know they can score goals, but finally, a bit of credit where credit's due. Defensively, great performance.
Absolutely, and to top it off, he had 4 touches in the opponent's box, so he was just everywhere. And that caused him to rise 27.13% on Kickstox to a price of 8,200. So well deserved, well deserved.
If you had him in your portfolio, you were making money.
You were making money.
In the top spot, Vic, you've been dying to talk about this man. I know you've got a bit of a man crush on him. He is an absolute Adonis, looking as good on the pitch as, of course, he always does off the pitch. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the finest goal scorer of them all? Olivier Giroud.
Yes, Olivier Giroud, the man who, when he shows his grandkids a highlight reel of all of his goals, they're going to think that he won the Golden Boot 5 times. What a magnificent player this is. He scored 4 against Sevilla. And this guy just always scores goals no matter how much criticism he gets, and that's why I love him.
Yeah, exactly. Always, I feel, a little bit underrated, and that now makes him the oldest player in the competition to score 3 goals or more. Perfect hat-trick, left foot, right foot with his head, and even a penalty at the end to top it all off and put that cherry on the cake.
Yeah. Exactly. So, the funny thing is he has more goals for Chelsea in Europe than he has for them in the Premier League. He's a true big match player. And besides those 4 goals, his whole game was on point and a super efficient striker. He had a passing accuracy percentage of 82%, and 8 out of 8 successful passes in that final third of the pitch. So up front he was holding the ball, he was giving the ball to the right color, doing everything he needed to do, and to top it off, he scored 4 goals.
Yeah, couldn't really miss the right color in that dreadful kit, to be honest.
Exactly.
But apart from that kit being an eyesore, his performance was an absolute peach on the
beauty.
Eye.
So Olivier Giroud, he went up 43.31%. One of the highest increases we've seen in a while at Kickstox to a quite high price of 20,000. But I mean, who's going to blame him? Because if he scores 4 goals, then props to you, and well-deserved increase.
Yeah, the complete package, and that's what I feel you get with Olivier Giroud. You know, you don't just get the clinical finishing, but also he brings in his teammates always as well, and he creates goals for the team, which is why he's so loved by all the managers he's played for. So, from the heroes to the zeros, we're moving now to our LVPs for the week. Vic, who we started with? Number 3.
We're starting with Robin Goossens from Atalanta, the attacking defender or defending midfielder, depends how you see it. He's everywhere.
Bit of a chameleon.
It's a bit of everything. He's not afraid to score goals, but however, he managed to disappoint heavily against FC Midtjylland. He dropped 20% to a price of 5,500 on Kickstox, and mainly because he just wasn't the player that we all know him to be. 0 out of his 4 crosses were landed, 0 accurate crosses.
Cool.
He lost 67% of his duels, and he had 0 dribble attempts on that left side. So nothing to be proud of, Robin Goossens. And I'm sure Atalanta fans are wishing that the old Robin Goossens will come back to them really quick.
Yeah, bad day at the office, just want to forget, sweep it under the rug and move on, I think.
Exactly.
Right. This next player, it's going to be a painful one, but we've got to do it anyway. Bruno Fernandes, not surprisingly, in the LVPs this week. Had a pretty poor, by his standards, performance against PSG.
Absolutely, and I mean, he may have been one of the best signings for Manchester United in recent years, but he can't have perfect games all the time, and against PSG, it was just subpar. Bruno Fernandes, he lost 90% of his duels on that midfield. Not great.
No.
He only had 3 touches in the opponent's box, which is definitely not something we're used to from Bruno. Always up there, always wanting to score goals or give an assist. And he lost possession 20 times. You know, it's just a shadow of what we know Bruno Fernandes can be.
Yeah.
And all that led to a 20.5% decrease in price to 9,000. So not great, and I'm sure you're not happy about that.
No, I mean, look, you can't always put in a good performance, but he did have an off night. Probably a bit of a victim of teammates around him.
Always making excuses.
Not stepping up the way they should have. But it's just, again, one to forget for Bruno Fernandes, and he kicks on. We crack on.
And it's going to come to no surprise that where we have the biggest riser in Olivier Giroud scoring 4 goals against Sevilla, there's got to be someone on the other end in that goal who had to concede 4 goals from Olivier Giroud, and that's our biggest LVP of this week in the Champions League, Alfonso Pastor.
God bless his soul.
The Sevilla keeper, who's not a regular starter, had a tough match, especially after facing a clinical Olivier Giroud. I mean, besides the 4 goals he conceded, he only had 2 saves. And even the play with his feet was not great with 3 out of 10 accurate long balls. You know, you'd expect that if he gives some clearances that it's going to land to the right player in Sevilla, but no, Alfonso did not deliver.
No, he just faced a red-hot Olivier Giroud. It was his night, and sadly, whenever there's winners, there's got to be losers. And he was on the receiving end of a Giroud who was hungry for goals that night.
Tough night for him. Tough night for people who had him in his Kickstox portfolio. He dropped 31.7% to a shockingly low price of 1.3 thousand on the Kickstox exchange. Not great. And Alfonso, man, just take it like a man. Take it on the chin.
That's it.
Anyone can receive goals from red-hot Olivier Giroud.
Life of a goalkeeper, buddy.
Seeing as next week we have the final Champions League group matches, we are going to give away a $20 Amazon gift card for the winner of the Champions League battle we're going to create.
All right.
So
real money on the line.
And if you guys like the video, please like and subscribe. Sharing is caring, especially in the holiday season.
That's it. Get the season's greetings.
If you agree with us or disagree with us, then let us know in the comments, because we're open.
Especially if you disagree with us, because we like an argument.
Do you want to do the outro?
We'll take you on. No, I'm not. Keep it going.
Okay. So follow our socials: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We'll put the link below. To stay up to date, and like I said, keep an eye out for that battle, because you will not want to miss out on a $20 gift card from Amazon. Thanks a lot, guys. See ya. Be safe. Game on.
Until next time.